Top of the morning, folks, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching it. So in today's vlog, I'm going to be talking a little bit about myself, to give people an idea. The reason why I'm talking about it is I want to give people an idea of where I came from in the sense of my addiction, and to highlight the importance to reach out, for people to reach out and look for help when it comes to if they feel that they're in trouble with alcohol or drugs. And I wanted to give a bit of my background of how my journey brought me here to Tenerife and living the life that I have now, from where I was in complete mental torture in my head and just not liking where I was at and not wanting to live anymore. So I wanted to give that journey. So yeah, so guys, if you like the content that we're putting out there, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell for further notifications, and let's do this. I'm on my way now to join Balcony Banter on Tim and Christine's channel, Living with MS in Tenerife. Check it out. I'll leave the link in the description below. So they've asked me to come over because they've decided the topic of addiction. So it got me to thinking about my past and where I'm at now, my life in general, and it made me kind of think about, you know, maybe I should put a vlog out there, because maybe someone will watch this video and see that you can change your life, you know. And I wanted to give you a bit about me. So I grew up in the west of Ireland, and I always felt a little bit different from everyone around me. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel I was, you know, I didn't feel, you know, that I was, you know, people would want to be around me. I just didn't feel like I was part of the group. I never felt part of anything, and I always felt like, you know, the people wouldn't like me for who I am, or, you know, I never felt good about who I was. And, you know, and I didn't know how to fit in with people, and I just didn't know a way to do that, and I didn't know how to deal with life. And from an early age, the first form of getting away or escaping from reality for me was my imagination and music. And I still love music, but I don't. Maybe I use it sometimes to escape, but I don't use it to escape on the level back then I did back then. And, you know, when I found drugs, well, the first thing for me was cigarettes. And I remember we were round the back of a mate's house, and we got cigarettes, and we were all smoking them together. And of course, to kind of feel like I wasn't stupid, I kind of said, oh yeah, I've smoked before. And I had a puff of a cigarette and I was coughing straight away, and they were laughing at me, and I said, oh no, you know, I always cough. And you know, I didn't want to admit, you know, I didn't feel I was good enough. And so that was kind of, and then when I started smoking, I kind of felt I fit in with a group. We're all smoking, and then I got into drugs. And for me, I'm not a big fan of talking about the exact drugs that I took, but I took as much as whatever was in front of me. And but when I found drugs, you know, it was like an instant switch to feeling okay about myself. You know, I could be someone else. I wasn't really worried about who I was anymore. I didn't have the insecurities, and it worked. The drugs worked at the start, and don't get me wrong, I would never advise anyone to take drugs, but they worked for me at the start because they stopped the madness inside my head. But it was very, very quick when they started turning around on me. And my parents I'm very blessed with the parents that I have. They brought me up with great morals, to be kind to people, to do the right thing, to be honest. But when I got into taking drugs, that disappeared. I started doing things that I wasn't proud of. I started selling drugs. I started stealing from my family. I started stealing from my friends. Stuff that I wasn't proud of, but the addiction had taken over, and I really didn't. I didn't want to do those things, but the addiction kind of took over, and it made me, you know, I wanted drugs so bad that I'd do anything for them, and I did a lot of wrong things, and I hurt a lot of people around me. I'm not going to go into the detail of the stories, but I hurt a lot of people, and I don't want to have a really long vlog, so I'm not going to go on and on and on about the stories. But I did try and stop. I could never stop on my own. I tried over and over again. My mother begged me to stop. The police were taking me into the station. They knew what I was up to. I was doing a lot of bad things that I wasn't proud of, and I was, you know, I think there's three parts to this. I was spiritually, mentally and physically beaten, and I hated who I'd become, and I didn't want to live anymore. I literally, like, I used to sit beside the river and think, how can I end my life, because I didn't want to be alive anymore. And I was mentally, spiritually and physically broken. I just didn't know where to go. I thought I was the only person that felt like this. I thought that no one would understand what's going on inside my head, and I thought I either need to end my life somehow, or I need to find help. Well, I didn't know I could find help, but I was going to end up in prison, or something was going to go wrong, and I didn't really know. And eventually someone reached out to me, a friend, actually my friend's father, who had been through something similar to me, and he knew a way out. So he reached out to me and asked me to go to a 12-step meeting, and I'm not saying this is the only way, and I'm not going to mention the 12-step meeting because it's part of our traditions, but I went to a 12-step meeting, and I heard someone talk about the way I was feeling, and they looked happy, and I was attracted to this straight away. And from that moment I realized there was a way out, and my life started to go from darkness into light.
By the beauty of your life, I have seen a miracle. I have seen a miracle. Blessed days with you in the corner of my arm. I have seen a miracle. I have seen a miracle.
So 5k run done for the morning, and this one's for you, Dean, in Sligo. What challenges you changes you, my friend.
And there you are, like you are, you're feeling so natural. Find your blue eye.
So one of the things that really struck me about the whole thing when I went and met people that were going on the same journey is that they've been through what I'd been through, and it helps an awful lot. They understood what I was going through. They understood me. It's the first time I felt like someone could understand what was going on inside my head, and they wanted to help me. And no matter what you're going through in life, there should be someone out there that can help you, that understands it or has been through, and help you get through it. So for me, the biggest thing I ever did was reach out and admit I had a problem and I needed help, and my life changed. My life changed unbelievably after that. I have, you know, I gave up drinking drugs three months before. It was actually 2 months before I turned 21, and I haven't touched a drink or a drug since then, through the help of people around me. And it was tough at the start, really tough, but it was worth stopping and staying stopped. And I still do the right thing as much as I can. I haven't picked up a drink or a drug since then. I have had an amazing life. You know, I'm not saying life has been easy. Life has thrown many tough things at me, but I've had good people around me who support me and help me, and I've been able to support and help other people, and it's an amazing journey. You know, I went from wanting to end my life to doing many things. You know, I got into architecture for nearly 10 years. There's buildings designed in Ireland that I was involved with. You know, I would never have imagined I would have done that. I drove a motorcycle from Ireland to Portugal. I drove a Jeep to Barcelona, across the Pyrenees. I've just done so many things. I've been able to be a son to my mother. I've been able to be a son to my father. I've been able to be a brother to my sister and brother. I've been able to be there for my fiance. I've been blessed to have that Sahara in my life, you know. I've worked as a scuba diving instructor. I've set up my own business in Tenerife. I live in Tenerife. If you would ask me when I was sitting in a room, you know, wanting to end my life in a dark place, and he said to me, you know what, if you change your life, someday you're going to be living on a beautiful island off the coast of Africa in the sunshine, living a life beyond your wildest dreams, I would have laughed and said, you're mental. What are you on about? That could never happen to me. But it did. It did, because I asked for help and I wanted to change. So if there's anyone out there watching this video right now, anyone who's struggling with anything, I'm not just on about addiction, struggling with depression, struggling whatever it is, reach out. There's help out there, and make the changes. It's worth it. You can have a life that you would never have imagined, and I'm living proof to that. And I'm not the only one. I have lots of friends that have changed their life, you know, and you know, achieved amazing things. I'm truly blessed. I cannot, you know, I couldn't have imagined the life I have today, you know. And I'm honest now. I don't do the wrong things. I don't rob, I don't steal, I don't do all those things, and I had to change, and that change has brought so much good things to my life. I hope that helps someone out there. I hope it makes sense. And be kind to people, because you don't know what's going on inside their head. Reach out to them, you know, offer help to people, and if you're suffering yourself, reach out. I hope that made sense. I didn't go into a whole lot of details, but I can tell you, the me before I found hope and the me now are completely different people. You couldn't even imagine the difference. So thanks for watching this vlog. I hope someone out there gets something from this. If you are struggling, and you, particularly with addiction, and you need help, drop me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll point you in the right direction for help. Guys, thanks a million for watching this vlog. I hope it made some sense. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for further notifications. And guys, keep it country, and if you get it, take it twice. Back in the day when I was drinking and drugging, I would never ever have imagined getting up in the morning, going out and doing something positive like having a run. I would have been hidden away, either in my bed with a really bad hangover, or with the curtains pulled, using drugs. So like, this is beyond a change. You know, this is a miracle, you know, and I feel truly blessed.